What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. This is your video, your first look at Tuesday, August 19th. We are back. Obviously, have not had a video since last Friday. I went to St. Louis. You guys know that. I ate too much, drank too much in the all-inclusive. So it was Busch Stadium was a stadium I've never been to. We are actually in the ballpark village on the seats above. I'm still counting it as I've been to that stadium, even though I was not actually in the stadium. But I watched the game, watched the win, watched the series sweep of the Cardinals with the Yankees. So I had some fun. But that being said, if you've never been here before, we've already ran 10,000 simulations in the background. So that's already covered. What we're going to do is we're going to give you a first look. So we're going to look at the 5-game early slate. We're going to look at the pitchers and the batters in that game. We're going to do the 10-game main slate. Same thing. We're going to look at the pitchers on both sides, batter splits, history, everything. Then we're going to look at top 3 to top 5 bats that we like. After we go through all of that, we have a little bit more, so you can check out the chapters here. But we're going to talk about our matchup tool. So through 10,000 sims, we're going to give you all the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. After that, we're going to do our pitches be crazy. And then finally, for your sports betting needs, we are going to cover that with our Makin Bacon segment. We also try to have 2 giveaways every single video. So here's how you can win. You got to like this video, you got to be a subscriber to this channel, and you got to leave a comment. You do all 3 of those, and this video right here gets a minimum of 50 likes. You will have a shot at a free week of FTA+. So that's a week of all sports. So current sports, MLB, NASCAR, PJ, and MMA. And in 3 weeks, guys, we've got NFL on top of that. If this video gets a minimum of 100 likes, a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes in the video, a chance at a lifetime pass. And the second way to win. Somewhere in the video will be a keyword or key phrase. Type it in and have your second shot at a free week. So what we're going to do is we are going to see who the 2 winners are from Friday's video. In that video, you guys killed it. You had over 900 views, over 35 comments, and 106 likes. So right here, this is a winner of a free month. Now, even if the keyword isn't here, we're still going to re-roll it for the keyword. So this is just for the views. Low-key Genius Media. This might be the first time you've won, so congratulations. You have won yourself a free month of FTA+. That'll get you, what, the first 2 weeks of NFL as well, I believe. So congrats to you. All you have to do is email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. In the subject line, say you're the 815 video likes winner, and then let me know if you have a username on our site. If you do not have a username on FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, I just need a username, an email, and a password, and we will set you up for your free month. Now, you did have STL in there, so we're still going to re-roll it, so you could technically win another week on top of what you just did. We're going to see who the winner of the keyword from last Friday is, and it is RJ Grossi. I don't think you've won in a very long time, so congratulations. You know the drill. Email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. In the subject line, say you're the 815 video keyword winner, and let me know your username on Fantasy Team Advisor. So we are going to look at the 5-game early slate first. We're going to use Outlier, and you're going to see a lot of green, you're going to see a lot of red, and you're going to see everything you need. So if you want to use Outlier, the link to sign up is down below. You're going to get a 7-day free trial. Check it out. And if you go after that, if you go with their normal package after 7 days, and you use our link, we're going to give you a free week of FTA+. Use their premium content after that, we're going to give you a free month of FTA+ as long as you use our link. So looking at the games here, we've got 5 early. We've got Max Scherzer versus Mitch Keller. Keller has not faced them before this year, and Scherzer has not faced them this year. He's been so-so. In his career, 84 plate appearances, 200 batting average. We obviously know that the Pirates' offense is not the best offense, so we want to take advantage of that a little bit. Scherzer's always a little bit. What's he going to give you? 3-2 record, 3.83 ERA. Strikeouts, they're right. They're okay. 8.67 per 9. His whip is pretty good at 1.07. You would obviously love to see it a little bit lower than that. But if we look at this, if we're looking at Toronto bats against Keller, Andres Gimenez does have a home run, okay? If we're looking against right-handed pitching this year, they are pretty much doing very well. George Springer's back. I would use him. I would use Addison Barger, and I would use Bo Bichette. A couple others I would use, Alejandro Kirk and Vladdy if I'm stacking the Toronto Blue Jays here. Now, the Pirates against Scherzer, they've really not seen him much, and the ones that have had not have success. Tommy Pham is 1 for 21, and Andrew McCutchen's like 2 for 18. So not ideal, but they do hit righties well this year. So if you're going to fade Scherzer and you want to look at maybe a Pirates, some of the bats there, I would look at IKF. I would look at Nick Gonzalez, and I would look at Spencer Horwitz. If you obviously want to add on to that, there's There's other ones you could look at, like a Brian Reynolds, an O'Neal Cruz on top of that. It just depends on what you're going to get. So if I were going to take a pitcher, it's probably going to be Scherzer. But a 5-game early slate, pretty much all of the pitchers might be in play for me in this one. Then we've got the Cardinals at the Marlins. You've got Michael McGreevy versus Edward Cabrera. Now, Cabrera has faced them once this year, 0-1 record, 1.5 earned runs per 9, 6 hits per 9, which is great. Strikeouts were low, though. And then McGreevy has not faced them before. Got a 4.41 ERA coming into this game. Now, Cardinals are kind of reeling. Their offense is, I watched them live. They can get on base, and then they just don't do anything. They had bases loaded a couple times. I don't think they scored in the game I went to on Friday. So, not the best offense. Edward Cabrera, against him, like Alec Burleson has a home run, and Brendan Donovan has a home run. That's it. Against righties this year, Burleson batting .287 with 12 home runs. I would look at him. Donovan batting .307. I would look at him. Lars Nootbaar batting .245 with 10 home runs. I would look at him. Now, I don't love them as a stack. I watched this terrible offense in person. They can go off sometimes. They did put up some runs against the Yankees bullpen. They were putting up, 8 runs on, I think, Saturday. They lost 12-8. Edward Cabrera, though, in his career, 38 plate appearances, 182 against them. So I do like Edward Cabrera because I have seen the Cardinals offense in person, and it's not impressive. I went with lifelong Cardinals fans, and they couldn't name 4 of the starters because the team. It's not ideal. So if you don't want to go McGreevy, who's never faced them before, but you do want to go Miami because they are doing well against righties. I mean, Hernandez batting .306, I would look at. Xavier Edwards batting .320. Otto Lopez, I would look at. Jacob Marcy, if he's in there, batting .386 would be a cheaper option there. Depending, Augusto Ramirez or Max Acosta, you could look at those guys as well. Acosta is going to be very cheap for you, especially if you want to do a full stack. Maybe we don't go Ramirez, we go Acosta. We save some money there. So pitching-wise, I would take Edward Cabrera in this one just because of how bad the Cardinals' offense is. But they can come alive and put up some runs if their backs are against the wall. It really just depends. So the next game I've got is the Astros at the Tigers. You got Hunter Brown versus Tarek Skubal. Obviously, I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I like both of these pitchers here. Both of these pitchers, obviously, it's Hunter Brown coming in, 86 plate appearances, 208. So players against Skubal who've had success, Altuve, Dubon, and Jeremy Pena all have 1 home run. Against lefties, they're doing pretty good. Carlos Correa batting .304 this year. I would definitely use him. I could use Dubon batting .319. I would use Jose Altuve. I like Altuve more at home, but we could look at him. Cam Smith batting over 300. A final one, if you want to go a full stack, maybe Taylor Trammell. I don't know if he gets in there. He is batting over 308, but again, it's only 13 plate appearances in this one. And it's Skubal. He's obviously a stud. Picture of the video and article for a reason. And then we look at Detroit. Kerry Carpenter is the only one that has a home run against Hunter Brown. They don't hit righties as well, but if you wanted to focus on the batters that do, you could look at Riley Green batting .289 with 26 home runs, Kerry Carpenter batting .275 with 20 home runs, Torkelson batting .227 but does have 16, Colt Keith batting .279 with 10 bombs. A final one, if you want to go a full stack here, you could look at Wincio Perez, or if you want to go, you want to pay a little more, McKinstry, or if you want to pay even more, you could go Gleyber Torres. So I do love this offense here. Hunter Brown's been up and down this year. Skubal's been pretty consistent overall. Obviously, Skubal is the play if I'm going in that one, but the Astros offense has been pretty good as well. We got the Mets at the Nationals as the next game. We have David Peterson versus Jake Irvin. Irvin has already faced them once. 3.65 earned runs per 9 is 0-1 against them this year. The Mets offense, are they back? Are they not? We'll find out. Then we got the Mets. David Peterson against Washington. 1-0 record, 0 earned runs in that. He went 9 innings, a complete game. Now, Peterson on the road and at home, his splits are different. I will give the exposure a little bit to David Peterson. I just do not trust Jake Irvin. Although, if you want a contrarian play, Irvin in his career is 126 plate appearances against the Mets, a 198 batting average, striking out 21.4% of those batters. So we look at that, and I think everyone's going to be on Peterson, but Irvin could be under-owned in this one here. If you're not going Irvin, Lindor does have a home run, Nimmo has 2, and Soto has 1. Those are probably the three I'm looking at. And then I want to add on Pete Alonso, who's got 20 home runs, batting 289, and probably looking at Ronnie Mauricio as a cheaper option there. I mean, pretty much this entire lineup can hit. If it just depends which Mets offense is actually going to show up in this game. So I think Peterson's your cash option as a pitcher. I think Jake Irvin is your tournament option right now. And then the final game on this early slate, the Mariners at the Phillies. Right now, I don't believe Seattle has a confirmed pitcher. They think it's going to be Bryce Miller. It's not been confirmed on Baseball Savant yet. But let's go, for instance, let's say it is. Philly bats against Miller. No home runs. Against righties, though, this year, they're doing pretty good. Real Muto batting 298 with 6 home runs. Bohm. Is Bohm back? He might be. I'd go Bryce Harper. I would go Bryson Stott. I'd go Trey Turner. I think I want a little bit of Harrison Bader. It'll be a cheaper option there. And I love Christopher Sanchez. The Mariners strike out the third most out of any team. I do not trust the Mariners offense outside of like J.P. Crawford, Cal Raleigh, Eugenio Suarez. I don't trust them. I would look at Christopher Sanchez. I don't trust Bryce Miller. And the Mariners do strike out over 8.8 times a game, which we could take advantage of with Christopher Sanchez in that play. Now, I don't know if it is going to be Miller for sure. It is not confirmed on MLB.com or Baseball Savant, which talk to each other. So that's definitely something you need to monitor. So there you go. That is the early slate done. We are now on to the main slate. Just kind of looking. We do have some rain concern at Tampa Bay, a.k.a. Minor League Stadium. And that looks to be it as of right now. So we got Tomoyuki Sagano versus Walker Buehler. Sagano's never faced Boston before. Buehler against the Orioles in his career, 23 plate appearances, 227. We have stacked against Buehler pretty much this entire season. He did very well against San Diego. I think we stacked San Diego against him, so that's where we were wrong there. We stacked Houston against him. He only gave up 4 earned runs with 4 walks, only got 6.7. We did stack Houston against him the time before that. He got -3. So he has not had success against them. He has faced Baltimore once this year. 5 innings, 3 Ks, 2 earned runs, 9.6 fantasy points. On DraftKings, we're looking for basically 20 to 30 fantasy points. Obviously, we'd like the 25 to 30, a little bit more. Fanduel, we're looking about 40 to 45 to 50 range for your pitcher. Well, I know how bad Baltimore has been. I cannot trust Walker Buehler. I don't trust him. Sagano's kind of the other one that you look at his numbers. Up and down, like a great game against Colorado, not really against the Cubs, good game against the Athletics, mid against Seattle. Splits-wise, he has obviously not faced them before, and when he pitches on the road, he has a worse ERA of 4.34. Now, we just have other games. I'm not looking at pitching in them, okay? I'm looking at the bat. So against Buehler, like Dylan Carlson is 4 for 5 with 2 home runs. 2 of his 4 hits are home runs. So I would look at Dylan Carlson if he's in there. I would look at Gunnar Henderson. I would look at Jackson Holiday. You could look at Colton Cowser and Ryan Mountcastle. But if you want a cheap option, Jeremiah Jackson, if he is in there, or Sam Basallo starting, I don't mind those two. I think they'll be cheap. Got to make sure they are starting, though. There's always Adley, but he's only batting .211 here against righty. Boston against Sagano. Nate Lowe's the only one there. He obviously just got traded. I don't know if he'll be active for this game. I don't know if he'll be in this game. Monitor that. He is 1 for 3 against Sagano. So if we were to look at that, Nate Lowe, we have taken him against righties this year. So if he is in, I like him. Batting .235, hits righties better than lefties. He's got 14 home runs. If he is in there, I do like him there. I also like Alex Bregman. I would stack with Wilyer Abreu. I would also look at Jarren Duran and probably Carlos Narvaez here against Sagano. I don't trust either pitcher. I like both stacks. I think I like Boston stack just a little bit more than a Baltimore stack, though. So the next game we got, White Sox at the Atlanta Braves. We have Shane Smith versus Bryce Elder. If you've been with us this year, you know we have stacked against Bryce Elder every single start. It's worked out for the majority of the starts. It did not work out for his last start, and it did not work out for us against Cincy in Cincy. The White Sox, though, they are pretty bad. He's only averaging 9.7 fantasy points a game. He has not faced the White Sox this year. When he pitches at home, he does have a 6.66 ERA. He is the devil at home, we could say. So I would look at Shane Smith as a tournament option only. He's never faced the Braves before. He's averaging 12.4, but he's 7,000. So he's a little bit cheaper. When he pitches on the road, He does have a worse ERA of 4.19. So if you weren't to go with either of them, I don't think I'm paying up for Bryce Elder. So looking at them, I think it's going to start raining. Bryce Elder really hasn't seen much. White Sox haven't seen much against righties this year. So if you want to go a sneaky little option here, where I don't think a lot of people are going to be on the White Sox, I could look at Mike Tauchman. I could look at Luis Robert. Colson Montgomery has been very good for us when we've used him. Lenyn Sosa is another one that I would use if I'm building a lineup out there that I don't think very many people are going to be on. And then Atlanta's never seen them Shane Smith before. They don't hit righties as well, but I mean, Acuna's back. I would look at him batting 314. I would look at Michael Harris batting 256 with 12 home runs as well. Matt Olson hits righties and lefties exactly the same, batting 264 with 15 home runs. Ozzie Albies, and probably looking at maybe a Drake Baldwin to complete a Brave stack there. But I think I'll have exposure, a little bit of exposure to Shane Smith and a sneaky stack with the White Sox to start this little adventure we call the main slate. Now we've got Rodon versus Shane Baz. It's in Tampa Bay, which is a own ballpark. Their own ballpark that they know. The ball flies out of there. It's minor league. It is crazy what the offensive numbers are. And if you want to see them under the MLB tab here, you can go to ballpark factors and you can see, and I'll just show you real quick. If you don't know, I mean, you probably should know, the ball absolutely just scorches out of this ballpark here. So if we're looking at this, if you want to look at, like, what one has the most amount of home runs? Dodger Stadium does, Great American Ballpark. We come down, it has its own plethora of offensive mindsets here. Now it has, looking at ballpark factors on our own, the ball, it's hot and humid, and there's a chance, if the rain holds off, if the rain goes and then stops and it gets even more humid, the ball's absolutely going to fly. It is Rodon versus Shane Baz. Rodon has been pretty good this year, coming off 25.35 against Minnesota. He's faced Tampa Bay once this year, 31.9 fantasy points, 6 innings, 9 Ks. I like those odds there. Now, that was, let's see, was that at home or in Tampa Bay? That was in Tampa Bay in April. In this ballpark, I would look at Carlos Rodon, okay? He's had great numbers against him. And then Shane came in, faced the Yankees once this year, minus 1.9, 3.1 innings, 5 earned runs. In that game, that was at home, minus 1.9, like I said. Splits-wise at home, he's got a 6.54 ERA. I would stack the Yankees, and I would look at Carlos Rodon. So I would look at the Yankees bats. If Stanton is back in there, I'm on Stanton. I want Cody Bellinger. I want Judge, obviously. Okay. Jose Caballero, he's facing his old team. I think he gets the start here. He gets on base. He gets stolen bases. He gets you fantasy points with those stolen bases. Jazz is another one. I like pretty much this Ben Rice. This entire lineup, outside of maybe Anthony Volpe, but he has been heating up lately as well. I think the Yankees are a great, let's look at multiple different stacks for the day candidate. So I think I like more than 5 of the Yankees batters, which means we have to make multiple different stacks. So that's what I would look at in this situation. So now we've got the Athletics visiting Minnesota. We've got Jacob Lopez versus Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan just came off a great game against the Yankees. In his career against the Athletics, 37 plate appearances, 267. I want nothing to do with the offenses here right now. Through 10,000 sims, none of them jump out to me like, hey, pick me. I want these guys. I'm looking at Joe Ryan, and that's pretty much it. Jacob Lopez being a lefty, I do give that a little bit of exposure. Maybe I look at some of the hitters for Minnesota, like Byron Buxton, I would look at. Luke Keeschel, I would look at. Trevor Larnach and Matt Wallner come to mind. I don't trust the Athletics offense. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm going Minnesota as a stack, the ones I talked about. If I stack them, right now I don't know, but I absolutely love Joe Ryan in this situation. And that's what I'm going with in this one. Don't need to overlook the numbers. Joe Ryan is a stud. Probably should have got traded, did not. Don't know why. We're going to move on from there. So now we've got the Rangers at the Royals. Now this is the biggest outfield in the major leagues. It is a pitcher's outfield or a pitcher's ballpark. It holds the ball very well for them. You got the Rangers coming in. You got Merrill Kelly versus Seth Lugo. Now we stacked against Merrill Kelly because he faced his old team. He did okay, went 6 innings, only 2 earned runs, but ended up losing that game. Did get 14.7, but obviously not enough. He has not faced the Royals this year. in his career, 70 plate appearances, 188 batting average. Looking at splits, he's got a 3.06 ERA on the road. At 8,500, I do not mind Merrill Kelly here. Seth Lugo, on the other hand, coming off back-to-back negative fantasy point. He is not looking like the pitcher he was last year. His ERA is climbing. He has faced Texas once this year, 6 in. He got 29.9 against them. Looking at game logs against Texas, it was at Texas. We look at splits at home. He's got a 333. I don't think I trust him. I think I'd rather pay 8,500 for Merrill Kelly. I think that's what I'd go with in that situation. So we'll go to the bats in this one. I just do not trust him enough. He has not shown what he is capable of. I'm scared to use him in that situation. So if we look at Texas bats against Seth Lugo in their career, no one has a home run. They actually really haven't done much at all. Against righties, though, this year, you can see all but Jake Berger and Ezekiel Duran hit righties better. So that kind of tells me, I know it's a pitcher's ballpark. If you wanted to go some bats in this one, I would look at Seager. I would look at Simeon. I would look at Langford, Rowdy Tellez. Probably Josh Smith is what I would look at in this one. If you don't trust Merrill Kelly, Yastrzemski has 4 home runs and 46 at-bats against him. So I'm using Yastrzemski. He's got 10 home runs this year, batting .247 against righties. I know this is a massive ballpark, though. I would use Yastrzemski, my number 1, Bobby Witt, my number 2, Sal Perez having a resurgence year, number 3. 4 is probably Pasquantino, and 5, I could see you making a case for Michael Garcia. Batting .294, does hit lefties better than righties, but .294 and 367 at-bats, not too bad whatsoever. Milwaukee at Chicago is the next game on the docket. So we got the Brewers at the Cubs. We saw in the first game on Monday that Freddie Peralta absolutely shoved against the Cubs. Their offense has been very meager pretty much since the All-Star break. PCA has come back down to earth, like, quite handedly. We do have Brandon Woodruff. The only problem is, now Woodruff only pitched 4 innings last start. Now, I don't know. This is my problem. I guess he was coming off the IL. It was intended to only be 4 innings. They think he's going to be qualifying enough to get a start, or get a win, which means 5 innings. That's a problem at 10,500. He's very expensive. If he goes 5+, 6+ innings, I think he gets the points we need. So I do like him. Matt Boyd, on the other hand, 46 plate appearances against the Brewers. We look at his numbers. Splits-wise, he's already faced them once this year, minus 1.4. The Brewers are the hottest team in baseball right now. They won, 13 or 14 straight. I don't know if I can trust him. I think I'd rather take the Brewers bats. I think Woodruff, I will have some exposure to him if I make multiple lineups. My only problem is I hope that he's not on a very short leash. That's the problem here. The bats I would use against Boyd for Milwaukee as a stack, Yelich, William Contreras, Frelick, Bryce Terang, and probably looking at a cheaper option of maybe an Isaac Collins. If you think Woodruff, blows it or he doesn't go long, and then you want to look at some bats, Kyle Tucker I'm looking at, Michael Busch I'm looking at, Suzuki I'm looking at. Go a little bit cheaper, probably looking at Dansby Swanson or Ian Happ in this situation. I love Brandon Woodruff. He's got a great matchup here and some numbers, but he's so expensive, and he's not even guaranteed to go full into the game. That does scare me. Dodgers at the Rockies, always, it's a lefty for the Colorado Rockies. I'm looking at Emmett Sheehan. If he goes longer in this game, he's 6,700. I'm okay with him. Again, it's Coors, though. You always got to be a little bit cautious about that. But I would stack the Dodgers against the lefty. I would look at Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez. We love to take T.O. against lefties. Mookie Betts, Will Smith, Andy Pajes. Just depends on the lineup that comes out. Shohei Ohtani, a full stack there. I don't mind whatsoever. That is what I would look at here. So I love me a little bit of Sheehan, but I love the Dodgers as a stack. I'm not looking at Gomber, and I am not looking at the Colorado Rockies offense whatsoever. Cincy at LA is next. We've got Hunter Green versus Kyle Hendricks. Kyle Hendricks, 79 plate appearances in his career against the Reds, 329 batting average. The majority of that comes from being with the Cubs. We haven't used Hendricks pretty much all this year. He's averaging 10.2, only 6,200. Hunter Green came back from IL. What was his last start? He came back from the IL. Yeah, he had almost 2 months, over 2 months off. Came back with a vengeance against Philly, 27.7 fantasy points. Splits-wise, he has not faced the Angels this year. He's only faced them twice, 2 at-bats in his career. But the Angels strike out the most out of any team, so I am siding with Hunter Green and the Reds. And then I would be looking at the offense for the Reds over the Angels offense and Kyle Hendricks. I want nothing to do with Kyle Hendricks. I could be wrong. He may come out and just dominate. I don't trust that. So I would look at Cincy bats against him. Brian Hayes has 2 home runs. That's it for home runs against Hendricks. But, Ellie batting 292 with 14 home runs. Steer batting 246 with 12 home runs I would look at. TJ Friedel batting 277, 7 home runs. Noel V. Marte batting over 300 with 9 home runs. Brian Hayes is another one I'd look at. So I love a full Cincy stack here. I want nothing to do with Hendricks, and I really don't want the Angels bats whatsoever. I think Hunter Green could get double-digit strikeouts in this game. I could. Guardians at the Diamondbacks. It's Tanner Bybee versus, at the moment, to be announced, but they do think it's going to be Eduardo Rodriguez. He did last pitch on Saturday, or last pitched on Thursday. So it is his turn in rotation. He did dominate in Colorado, 25.5. I was wrong about that. I stacked Colorado, or I did not use him. Did very well. Splits-wise, he has not faced the Guardians this year. Still comes in when he pitches at home. He's got a 5.73 ERA, so he has been worse. I think tournament's okay because of how bad Cleveland's been, but I am scared to use that. Bybee scares me a little bit because he's averaging 14.5. He's 7,500. He hasn't hit 20 fantasy points since June 26th, and Arizona can hit at home. So I don't know if I'm using pitching at all in this game. I think I'd rather use the bats. The keyword of the day is thunder because I don't know if you guys just heard that. I didn't even know it was supposed to rain. But yes, so let's look at Cleveland bats against Erod. David Fry has a home run. J-Ram has 3. We love to take J-Ram against lefties. So he's my number 1 there. So if it is Erod and he is actually pitching, they don't hit lefties as well, but I would look at Angel Martinez. I would look at Jose Ramirez. I would look at Steven Kwan and Gabriel Arias for my Cleveland bats. And then Arizona bats against Bybee. No one's hit a home run. Against righties, though, they are hitting well. Ketel Marte batting 319. I would look at him. Corbin Carroll batting 253 with 21 home runs. Also steals bases. I would look at him as well. Geraldo Perdomo is another one. Adrian Del Castillo is another one I would look at as well. And you can hear my dogs coming down because they are scared of thunder. He's going to go right under my desk while I do. And then the final game on the slate, we've got San Francisco at San Diego. Pitchers ballpark. Both are pitchers ballparks. We got Kai Wei Tang versus Nick Pivetta. Now, I love Nick Pivetta. He just faced them. His last start, 24 fantasy points. We look at splits. He's faced them 3 times this year. It's 2-0 against them, 18 innings, 9 earned runs, 19 strikeouts. He's averaging 19.2. Little on the lower end, but at 9,500, I like his odds a little bit better than Brandon Woodruff that we don't know how deep he's going to go. Pitching at home, he does have a 2.41. He's just better at home. And then Tang coming in, he comes in with a 9 ERA. I can't believe he's still starting. He just faced this team last start, minus 13.05. 7 runs, 6 of them earned. That was in a pitcher's ballpark. This is a little bit better. This is a pitcher's ballpark as well. I don't trust him whatsoever. I would be looking at stacking San Diego. No one has a home run, but against righties this year, I'm looking at Tatis batting 282 with 15 home runs. Machado batting 304. Ryan O'Hearn batting 375. Cronenworth, Luis Ariz. I love pretty much his entire San Diego offense. I'm going to have multiple different stacks. So I love the Yankees, 2+ stacks for them. I love San Diego, 2+ stacks for them as well. I do not trust whatsoever. I do not trust Tang, the drink, or the pitcher. Never had Tang, that drink, actually. I would look at San Diego as a stack. I think it's pretty much going to be what we saw in the game prior to. And there you have it. That is the breakdown of the early games, 5 of them, and then the main 10 games on the slate. If you're still around, we are ready to rock and roll. We are going to talk about our matchup tool. So these are all the batters that have a 10 out of 10. Boys and girls, there's a lot. I don't know if it's going to beat our record of 38, but let's try. Number 1, Shohei Ohtani. Number 2 is Pete Alonso. 3 is Juan Soto. 4 is Mookie Betts. 5 is Bobby Witt Jr. 6 is Francisco Lindor. 7 is Alex Bregman. 8, Tatis, 9, Corey Seager, 10, Starling Marte, 11, Freddie Freeman, 12, Wyatt Langford, 13, Brandon Nimmo, 14, Jackson Holliday, 15, Andy Pajes, 16, Jeff McNeil, 17, Jordan Westberg, 18, Vinny Pasquantino, 19, Gunnar Henderson, 20, Marcell Ozuna, 21, Michael Garcia, 22, Vladdy, 23, Machado, 24, Jackson Merrill, 25 is Wilyer Abreu, 26, Luis Arraez, 27, Adley Rutschman, 28, Ramon Laureano, 29, Masataka Yoshida, 30, Marcus Semien, 31, Brett Beatty, 32, Ryan O'Hearn, and 33 is Dylan Carlson. Thought we were going to beat it. I don't think we're ever going to beat 38, but we have 33 batters through the first 10,000 sims to have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. You want to see them, they are under the MLB tab. You can check it out throughout here. Our matchup tools right here. It is $10 for a week if you guys have never been there. It is $30 for a month. It is normally $199 for a year. But we are doing NFL is back promo. If you guys are interested, email me right now. First 10 people, dfshelp1@gmail.com. Instead of $199 for a yearly pass, we're going to give the first 10 people for $75 for the entire year. That is until August 18th or 19th or 20th, whenever it is, a full year of FTA Plus for $75. So those are all the batters, 10 out of 10. Now, this is our pitches be crazy. So we're looking at the bottom 5 teams that strike out the most and the pitchers going against them. Today, I actually like pretty much almost all of them. Almost. Number 1 is Hunter Green at the Angels. Angels strike out 9.676 times per game, 9.62 at home. Number 2 is Emmett Sheehan at Colorado. Colorado strikes out 9.35 times per game, 8.94 at home. Number 3 is Christopher Sanchez versus Seattle. Seattle strikes out 8.87 times per game, 8.71 on the road. Number 4 is Tomoyuki Sagano at Boston. Boston strikes out 8.86 times per game, 7.72 at home. And finally is Spencer Arrighetti at Detroit. Detroit strikes out 8.83 times per game, 8.6 at home. Now, it was Arrighetti. It is now been changed to Hunter Brown. So it's Hunter Brown at Detroit, not Arrighetti. That one was wrong. So, Hunter Green, Emmett Sheehan, Christopher Sanchez, Tomoyuki Sagano, and Hunter Brown. Now we're going to do our final segment, Makin Bacon. So these are batters you can look at. These are ones I would target. Home runs, hits, RBIs, whatever you guys like to bet. These are the ones I would look at. Ohtani, number 1. Number 2 is Alonso. 3 is Mookie Betts. 4 is Bobby Witt Jr. 5 is Alex Bregman. 6 is Freddie Freeman. 7 is Teoscar Hernandez. 8 is Corey Seager. 9 is Vinny Pasquantino. 10, Gunnar Henderson. 11, Wilyer Abreu. 12, Tatis. 13, Machado. 14, Vladdy Guerrero. And 15, Salvador Perez versus Merrill Kelly. Now, I wouldn't obviously parlay all 15 together, but you can parlay some of them. And then looking at strikeouts, these are some numbers I would target, or maybe your book has a way to alt some of these lines. Skubal against the Astros, 6 to 7 plus strikeouts I would look at. Hunter Green, 7 to 8 plus strikeouts. Like I said, I have a feeling about this one. As long as he stays healthy, if you can find a line for 10 plus strikeouts for Hunter Green, maybe make like a $5 bet. I don't know what your units are. Maybe make a bet like that. I do like that. Brandon Woodruff, if you can get more than 5 innings, I would like 6 plus strikeouts against the Cubs. It's a big if, though. Joe Ryan against the Athletics, 6 plus strikeouts. Nick Pivetta against San Francisco, 5 to 6 plus strikeouts in there. I'm curious, what did Nick Pivetta get in that game last time? He got 5 plus strikeouts. I would look at 5 to 6 plus strikeouts because he hasn't gone over 5 a ton, but he does have 9, 8, 7, 10. He's got some there. Edward Cabrera against the Cardinals, 5 plus strikeouts, I don't mind. Rodon against the Rays, 5 to 6 plus strikeouts.